Hi guys, hello. This is Drogs, Fully Painted Miniatures, and welcome. We're doing Aeons War Eternal, and I'm going up against Hollow Crown using randomizers. So Hollow Crown is kind of like a cult leader dude, and he gets these. He only has one life, but you can't actually damage him, and he has 9 of these acolytes that you have to kill in order to defeat him. So he effectively has like 100 life, kind of. So in this game, we're going to be starting with Mord. Gravefold suffers 3 damage. Or any player loses 1 charge. Gravefold suffers 1 damage. This minion suffers 1. And Goda. Any player suffers 2 damage, or any player suffers 1 damage and discards the most expensive card in their hand. So that's pretty powerful. I did find out I was playing incorrectly last time, and that if these guys have the same life, I shouldn't be using both of their blood magic effects. I should be choosing one. So that would make it a lot easier. So I was almost playing with the increased difficulty rules, like the expert difficulty mode, when I didn't mean to be, because I'm using randomizers in this game. So we'll start shuffling those, see what we got. For mages, I'm using Quillis and Mist. I've just kind of been working my way through the deck or the box, and I have not used either of these mages yet. So Quillis has this unique card that deals 1 damage, but if she kills a minion with it, she gets a trophy token, which is this thing right here. And her special ability deals 2 damage for each token that she gets. So that's kind of cool, I guess. So you want her to do the finishing blow on all of your minions, which actually kind of works out for this because acolytes are considered minions. So she's the Breach Mage Assassin. She starts with the first 2 breaches open, the third at 9 and the fourth at 10. And let's see our 3 cards. Volcanic Glass, Frozen Malachite, Scoria Slag. Not the best combination, but that's fine. Volcanic Glass, 3 costs. When you gain this on your turn, you may spend 2. If you do, an ally also gain Volcanic Glass and place it on top of their deck, and it generates 2 Aether. So this kind of works as a 5 cost, actually. Frozen Magmite, 3 cost, gain 2 Aether. You may place the next card you gain this turn on top of your deck instead of in your discard pile. And Scoria Slag, 4 cost, gain 2. If the Nemesis tier is 2 or higher, gain an additional 1 Aether. So that's not too shabby. So I'm gonna actually put those out slightly differently than I normally would. I'm gonna put the Volcanic Glass in the most expensive gem spot. So I'm actually gonna go 3-4-3 because I'm gonna treat this as a 5 cost. And then for the second mage, we're doing Mist, the Void Walker. This is a different Mist. I mean, it's the same Mist as the base game, but it's a different version of her. Here are the relic cards. I'm going to start shuffling those. Her special card is Amethyst Paragon. Gain 1 Aether. An ally may prep a spell in their hand to their opened or closed breaches. Otherwise, it acts as a crystal. She starts with the first breach open, second at 3, third at 7, and fourth at 10. And her special ability is Exalted Brand. Cast up to 3 different spells prepared by any number of players. For each spell cast this way, place that spell into any ally's hand. So I think you have to trade them? I don't know. It says into any ally. I get very confused on that wording there. If somebody knows how this works, please enlighten me. If it says into any ally's hand, can I use that on herself? So can I cast all 3 spells from her and then put it back in her hand, or do they have to go to her allies? I know if you're playing true solo, it goes back to her, but yeah, I don't know. All right, 2 relics. We get Beam Catcher, 3 cost. You may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. If you reveal the Nemesis card Turn order card. You may place the card in the bottom deck. Pretty cool. Primordial Fetish. Focus any player's breach and destroy this to gain 3 life. So that's really good. I like that combination too. Cheap and useful. I think Fiend Catcher is a very, very powerful card. I used it against the Titan thing, the Worm, very effectively. I love cards that let you curate your deck, especially if you get to do it over and over and over again. So very happy with that. And there are spell cards. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how that would work out. So Miss seems to be a support character, kind of. She can use her Amethyst Paragon to prep an ally's card, and then she can cast that ally's card and like steal it, take it for herself, I guess. I'm not really sure what synergy there is there with that. And Quillis, I mean, her big thing is really she gets 2 of these extinguish cards. So she has 2 out of her 10 starting cards allow her to strike. And if you get the last strike, you get those trophies. And yeah, I mean, that could be good, I guess. But I mean, even if you get 5 trophies, you're still only doing 10 damage with your special ability, which is good, but it's not crazy good. Seems a little underpowered. I think it should probably cost 4 charges, not 5. And Miss costs 6, so I don't know. Okay, so we get 4 spells, and we got Convection Field, 5 cost, deal 4 damage, or deal 2 damage. An ally may destroy a card in hand. Very cool. Fiery Torrent, 5 cost, deal 2 damage, 2 additional damage for each Fiery Torrent prepped by any player. Okay. Pyrotechnic Surge, 4 cost. The spell must be prepared to 2 adjacent breaches, so the spell touches both breaches, occupies both breaches, fully occupies. Cast deals 4 damage. You may destroy a card in your discard pile. Alright. And I wish I had a higher cost one, but that's alright. It's better to have lower cost than higher cost cards. Jagged Lightning, deal 3 damage. You may discard a card in your hand. If you do, any player focuses their closed breach with the lowest focus cost. I don't really like that one. The other 3 are fine, though. I don't see me using discards to focus breaches when I can use Primordial Fetish instead. And these all are right around the same cost point. And none of them are particularly high damage. Pyrotechnic does 4, that's pretty good. Convection Field also does 4, those are the 2 highest. And then Fiery Torrent can technically do up to 10 if all 5 of them were prepped. So, alright, let's get started. Okay, Nemesis is going to go first. Let me draw a card. Heart of Nothing to discard 4 cards in hand. Power 2, unleash twice, or any player suffers 4 damage. That is so powerful for a basic card. I'm used to the base Aeons End 2nd edition game, and even the basic Nemesis cards are significantly more powerful and more eternal. Discard 4 cards. Really? All right, Quillis. I guess she's going to do that. She's going to prep and extinguish, and she will discard the rest of her hand to eliminate I have nothing. Because I don't want to take 4 damage, and I don't want to double unleash. She does get to go again. I will cast Extinguish to do 1 damage to Rengoda, and then prep, Spark and Extinguish, and then for 3, I will purchase a frozen Magmite. She's done for the round. And Miss turn. She will prep Spark. And then she generates 4 Aether. And that allows Quillis to prep an additional spell. And for 4, she will purchase a Scoria Slag. Nemesis' turn. We get Enslave. Resolve the blood magic effect of each acolyte in play without those acolytes suffering damage. Okay, so Grateful takes 3 damage. Brings us from 30 to 27. And any player suffers 2 damage. I'll have Miss take that, I suppose, for now. I don't think it really matters. These aren't particularly defensive. I forgot my drink. Oh, sorry about that. I made tea and I left it in the kitchen. All right. Mist has another turn. And she has 2 sparks. So she's going to cast 1. Do 1 damage to Rengoda. Drop him to 9. And then she's going to spend 3 to open her second breach. And prep 2 sparks. Feels weird to have 5 spells prepped at the end of the first round. So that's the end of the first round. We're now entering the second. I'm going to try to keep track. If you forget where you are, you can always just look at the Nemesis cards you're drawing and look at your Nemesis discard pile to see, oh, okay, I've drawn 2 tier 2 cards. That means I'm in the 5th round. All right. We start with Mist again. She will not cast anything for the moment. So she's just going to generate Aether, which 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty cool. And that allows Quillis to prep her Spark as well. And 6 Aether is what I want to do with 6. I don't have anything that costs 6. I don't have anything that costs 2 either. So I will get a Frozen Magmite and a Fiend Catcher. Okay, and we do get Quillis. She has to cast the Spark and Extinguish, so she will. That does 2 damage to Rengoda. And then for 3, she buys a Frozen Magmite. So with this setup, I would love to kind of ignore the spells for a little bit and just focus on gems for the first 3 rounds and hopefully get them each 1 Fiend Catcher and 1 Primordial Fetish. That would be at least by the end of the 4th round. If I could ignore spells that long and just do that, that would make me pretty happy. Beseech. Acolyte. Place the Acolyte in play with the lowest life of the bottom of the Acolyte deck, and then draw an Acolyte. Okay, so Rengoda is going to go on the bottom of the deck, and then we draw a new one. Bezu. I haven't seen this one yet. Yeah, I like that art. Blood Magic, Gravehold, and this minion suffered 1 damage for each spell prepared by the player with the most prep spells. Okay. We find wisdom in their great cruelty. So both acolytes now have 11 life. And they unleash. Okay. So we're going to have Bezu activate, and so he does 2 damage to Gravehold, brings us to 27, and he takes 2 damage. So that drops him to 9. That ends their turn. Okay, and then Quillis gets to go, and she will cast Spark, do 1 damage to Bezu, prep Spark, and she generates 5. And 5, she's going to buy a volcanic glass for herself and 1 for the mist. And then Mist gets to go, and she will cast 1 Spark, doing 1 damage to Bezu, prepping Spark, and she generates 5 as well. And she will do the same thing, a volcanic glass for each of them. So that works out nice. They each only generated 5, but they each got 2 volcanic glasses out of it. So that's pretty efficient. Although at the end of the day, it's still not as good as a Jade. Alright, Nemesis is going to go. And we get a creature. Haven't seen this one yet either. Minion, 5 life, Catacomb Drone, basic card. Persistent Unleash, and Gravehold suffers 1 damage. It's only got 5 life, so that's not too bad. And that's the end of round 2. Wasn't terrible. I think Mist got 2 volcanic glasses and a fiend catcher. And Quillis got 2 volcanic glasses and a frozen magmite. Okay, round 3. Nemesis is going to go. So if we start with an Unleash, that means that Mord activates, doing 3 damage to Gravehold because I do not have any charges, so I can't do anything. I can't use the alternate ability. So that drops us from 25 to 22. And then Gravehold suffers another 1 damage from the Catacomb Drone, bringing us to 21. And then we draw, Planar Collision, discard 2 prepared spells to cancel, power 2, unleash twice. Okay. Quillis's turn, and she will discard her 2 prep spells to get rid of Planar Collision. Let's just get that out of there. And then she will prep Extinguish, and she generates 5 Aether. And again, she will purchase 2 volcanic glasses, 1 for her and 1 for Mist. Haven't gotten 4 to pop up much, and that's it's the best of the 3 gems as the game continues, so that'll be a little interesting. Quillis gets to go again. She preps Spark, and she generates 6. 2, 4, 5, 6, and the next card I gain can go on top of my deck. And she will take a Fiend Catcher and a Frozen Magmite. Okay, and then Mist's turn. She will cast both Sparks. Doing 2 damage to the catacomb drone, bringing it to 3. She generates 3, 4, 5 Aether. And there's only 1 volcanic glass left, so that's unfortunate. She'll buy a convection field for that. Amethyst Paragon allows her to prep Extinguish. Actually, she's going to prep Quillis to prep Spark to her 3rd breach, even though it's closed. And then Fiend Catcher allows me to destroy a card in hand or discard pile. So I will destroy a crystal from my discard. And it allows me to reveal the top card of the turn deck. It is a Nemesis. And place it on the bottom. Okay, Miss gets to go again. She's going to prep Spark, and she generates 4, 6, 7 Aether. And she grabs a Primordial Fetish and a Frozen Magmite. Actually, she grabs a Scorious Slag and a Frozen Magmite. She already has 2 breaches open, they both do, and they honestly don't have the spells to really need to worry about breaches opening right at this moment, but I still needed a little bit of an economy. I want to make sure they at least have 1 Scorious Slag each. Okay, then Nemesis goes. Catacomb Drone is going to activate, unleashing. So again, Mord does 3 damage to Gravehold, and then an additional 1 from the Catacomb Drone. So that's going to bring us from 21 to 17. Unfortunately, I do not believe I have any way to heal Gravehold. And we get another minion, Throne Watch. 6 life, persistent, resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the lowest life. That Acolyte then suffers 1 damage. Okay. Still don't feel in too bad shape. Quillis has 10 life. Mist has 8. Gravehold's taking a beating, but that's okay. You got to kind of alternate between players taking damage and Gravehold taking damage anyway. There's 4 minions up there. So if I can, 1 with 3 life, 1 with 6. So if I can start getting some kills with Quillis, power up her special ability, that might not be too bad. I might actually be in decent shape. Coming up soon. We'll see. Nemesis is going to go first. That's not good. So first we're going to unleash. That's another 4 damage to Gravehold, dropping us to 13. With between the unleash and the additional damage from Catacomb Drone. Then Bezu activates, doing another 3 damage to Gravehold because of the 3 prep spells, dropping us to 10. And then Bezu takes 3 damage, dropping him to 4, and then Bezu takes an additional 1 damage. Okay, leaving him with 3 life. Then we draw a card. Photic Sun, discard, spends 7 Aether, power 2, unleash. The player with the most charges suffers 3 damage and loses all of their charges. So this is another one that I wish the rules were written a little bit clearer. What do you do? The player with the most charges suffers 3 damage. What do you do if neither player has any charges? Do you ignore that? Or do you just pick? You know, I've been playing you pick, but it's very unclear to me how that's supposed to be played. Alright, Quillis. Okay, sweet. She's going to fire off her 3 spells. She's going to go Spark, and Extinguish on the Catacomb Drone, doing 3 she'll purchase both the fiend catchers, remaining fiend catchers. Quillis gets to go next. She's going to hold on to Extinguish for now. But she generates 4/7 Aether, which is enough to grab a Fiery Torrent and a charge. Nemesis's turn. Throne Watch activates. So I get to pick, and we're going to have Holodrin activate. So he does 1 damage to each mage. So Quillis ends up with 9, Mist with 7. And then Holodrin loses 1 life. And then, oh yeah, I forgot about Thodic Sun. So that loses a charge. Kind of need to get rid of that. And then we draw Mutilate. Unleash. The players collectively discard 2 prep spells. Any player suffers 2 damage. Okay, so first is the Unleash, which Mord activates. So that's 3 more damage to Gravehold. Brings us to 7. Then both my prep spells get discarded. And then we're going to have Quillis take the 2 damage. So both my mages are now at 7. So that hurt. And I really don't want Thodic Sun to go off, because that's 3 damage to one of my players. Plus an Unleash, which is 3 more damage to Gravehold. Not to mention, each player would take an additional 1 damage as well during an activation right before a Thodic Sun. So I really don't want Hollow Ground to activate first, is essentially what I'm trying to say. This is kind of a danger zone spot. So this shuffle could easily swing the game into a win or a loss. Okay, we do get Mist first. That's great. She does not have any attack cards, but she does generate 3, 5, 7, 9 Aether. Sweet. That's enough to get rid of a Thodic Sun and still have enough left over for a single charge. And then she's going to use Fiend Catcher, which reveals the top card. And allows me to destroy a card, but at this point I will not destroy anything, since there's nothing good in my discard pile to destroy. It still went pretty well, though. Alright, now we get Quillis. Quillis is going to prep Spark. And she generates 4, 5, 6, 7 Aether as well. So she's going to take Pyrotechnic Surge. No, because I don't want to take up 2 spots with her. Oh, no, that's fine. She's going to take a Pyrotechnic Surge and a Frozen Magmite. Okay. Nemesis does get to go. Unfortunately, I didn't get to get rid of the Throne Watch. So he's going to activate, dealing 1 damage to each. And then Hadron takes another 1 damage as well. So he drops from 10 to 9. But I did get rid of Thodic Sun, so that's good. And we pull out Mage Ender. Minion 9 life. Player with the most open breaches suffers 2 damage. So I am definitely paying for not getting spells early enough. Okay. Quillis does get to go next. She's going to cast Spark. 1 damage to Throne Watch. She'll prep Spark and Extinguish. She will use Fiend Catcher twice. That allows her to destroy Spark and a Crystal from our discard pile. And I'll also reveal top card. Okay. If this was a Nemesis card, I would move it on the bottom and then reveal the next card as well because it's a double activation, but that's alright. And then with the Volcanic Glass, that's 2 Aether, that's enough for a charge. Which, her special ability right now, all it does is 2 damage. I don't even think it gives her a trophy if she kills with it, so... yeah. Maybe I can make it useful late game, but it's definitely not useful now. Okay, we do get Mist. Mist is going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. Spark she can't do anything with, and she generates 4 Aether. So with 4, she's going to buy her first Primordial Fetish. And... okay. And the Spark she just holds on to. Nemesis gets to go. Not great. I mean, it is what it is. He gets 2 activations. But Throne Watch activates, which means Holodrain activates. So both my mages take 1 damage, they're both down to 5. And then Holodrain takes 1 damage from Throne Watch. And then I get to choose 1 player to take 2 damage. I'll take Mist, I suppose. Which will leave her with 3 life, because at least she has a fetish to potentially heal herself. And then we draw. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the most life. That Acolyte then suffers 6 damage, unleashed twice. Crap. Okay. So Mord activates. She does 3 damage to Greyfold, bringing us to 4. And then takes 6 damage. And then we unleash twice, which means Holodrain's going to activate twice, which is going to do 2 damage to Mist and Quillis. Leaving Quillis with 1 life and Mist with, or Quillis with 3 life and Mist with 1. Crap. And Greyfold's down to 4. So my instincts are right. I think I know how to beat this guy. He's not the best. You have to have a specific strategy for him, which is you play defensively, I think. So I will be going up against him with whoever it is that can heal Greyfold, and with that dude that's like possessed by the Shadow Elemental that can heal himself. Oh my lord. Okay, and Nemesis goes again. So Holodrain activates, does 1 damage to each. That's gonna exhaust Mist. So Pyrotechnic Surge gets discarded. First Breach gets destroyed. Her charge gets eliminated. And Greyfold takes 4 damage, and that's game over. I lost. Pretty badly. I didn't get off a non-starting spell the whole game. So, didn't get off my Surge or Convection Field. I felt like I had a good base, but I definitely ignored the spells a little bit too long. If I had managed to survive through this round, like if that previous round hadn't gone so hard and this round was kind of easy too, I would have been in a really good shape and I probably would have won. Just I had the gems, I had the relics kind of where I wanted them. I would have been able to curate my deck, and then everything would have been rocking and rolling. Even though I didn't have a ton of spells, I still would have been getting access to them really quickly. So yeah, so next game I'm still going to use randomizers, but I will pick my mages. So it's going to be these 2, I think. Yeah. So Maza Hadrian, Allows you to gain free gem, and he can heal Gravehold by 4. And Ogamore can heal himself by 6 through his special ability. So I'm just gonna tank stuff. This guy you're not defeating early game. He's kind of a late game guy. You got to run through his Alkalite deck, which has 99 life plus he heals 1, so a little over 100 life plus whatever other minions pop out that you're gonna have to do. So you need to be able to heal yourself, and you need to be able to heal Gravehold. These two guys can do that regardless of the cards on the board. And yeah, so I'm going to have Ogamore tank as much damage as possible, and then Maz is going to heal Gravehold every chance he gets. And that's just going to be the way they play. Yeah. So that'll be for the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Love you guys. You're the best.